We want to get to four downs as we talk some Tennessee visitors that will be in town this weekend. We encourage you to do what, Jacob Ward?
What's up, everybody? This is Jacob Warren asking you to like, subscribe, and share. Dave needs this.
Even Cooper agrees.
Cooper Mays here. Hit like and subscribe.
And when they have an actual media day and I go around with a piece of paper and have a lot of Tennessee players read those off, I can't imagine Tennessee Sports Information Department's going to be happy about that. I didn't tell you the story about Ron Slay when I was going to do a bit called What's That Movie? And I printed off the script from Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and Ron Slay and I did a scene from that. And Bud Ford, Tennessee Sports Information Director, did not think that was appropriate. We did not air that. But he
didn't think that was appropriate?
Yes. Ron was actually, who was on the program with us yesterday. Ron was, what was the stoner guy's name? And I was Mr. Hand. Do you remember that movie, right?
I don't. No, honestly, gosh, I don't, and I know. Don't judge me. I know I need to see it. I
feel so old. It's actually an overrated movie. Four Downs now brought to you by Dynasty Spas. Tennessee with some visitors this weekend, and Boo Carter is going to enroll. But let's get to Four Downs, brought to you by Dynasty Pools and Spas.
Four Downs brought to you by Dynasty Spas, the most comfortable spas made in the United States of America, right here in East Tennessee. Drop in for the all-new showroom in Athens. Dynasty Spas, perfect for all four seasons. Four Downs, presented by Off the Hook Sports.
Okay, now I want to be really clear that this is a fluid, pun intended, with Dynasty Pools and Spas list. Because, like I mentioned earlier, guys could show up and you don't even know it until they practically walk on campus or text the coach and say, "Hey, I'm somewhere in Powell and I'm lost." Which down, Cooper?
Coop here. First down.
All right, Villanova defensive back Devin Marshall will be one that's scheduled to be in town. Tennessee obviously could use defensive backs, as we've seen what Tennessee has fielded the past couple of years. But what are your thoughts on Devin Marshall?
So he's going to be on 3 college campuses over the next few days. He's got a lot of upside. They thought he had a lot of potential after the 2022 season. There was fear that he would transfer after the 2022 season, believe it or not. And when he had, I believe, 13 pass deflections, and he actually blocked a field goal too. Or was it? It was either a field goal or a punt. He blocked a kick. How about that? So he's very, very, very athletic, about 6 feet tall. I don't know if that's the only thing that kind of makes me pause, Dave, is I think nowadays I feel like a cornerback needs to be about 6'1" or 6'2", don't you?
Yeah, and I'm pausing because he's a Villanova. I'll just be real honest with you. I mean, when I see that, I know guys can slip to that level, but I see Villanova and I'm like, ew, okay. What down, Coop?
Cooper Mays here. Second down.
All right, tight end Cole Harrison, and this is going to mix in with another down because Cole Harrison will visit this weekend as out of California, and I think he's an option, but I think he's an option because Tennessee hasn't swung and missed on a tight end that I'm about to mention, but they're definitely fouling them off, if I may say. They're at bat with a lot of guys, but they have got to address the tight end position. So a scholarship offer from Tennessee could land in Cole Harrison's lap pretty quickly.
Yes, and he is I believe, 3-star across the board out of California for the 2024 recruiting class. He's about 6'6", but Dave, I think he's listed as like 220 right now. So he's got to put on weight like yesterday if he's going to become a tight end in the SEC.
I have trouble believing he would be a factor next year. If they like him long term, that's fine. But I don't think anybody's going to have a parade if he commits because he's looking at like San Jose State, UNLV, San Diego State. I get the feeling that this is one they like for the future, but I don't think he's going to do anything particularly big for Tennessee next year. All right, what down, Coop?
Tennessee center Cooper Mays here. Third down.
All right. So that leads us. I'm just going to throw two tight ends together. Let's call it Holden Stays from Notre Dame. He wrapped up his visit on Thursday. It's big for Tennessee, and I know that On3 has reported it's either Georgia or Tennessee. I think this is huge for the Vols, and that would lead us to Jordan Dingle, who will visit this weekend, and he's very interested in the Vols. I think Tennessee would take both Stays and Dingle. You?
Yeah, I think they would too. They look at this moment, they only have one tight end right now for next year, right? And Ethan Davis. And we believe he's going to be successful, but he's not proven. But so I think they would too, because they do like to rotate tight ends with a third option if necessary. I mean, that's very clear what they want to be able to do. And so I think they would absolutely take Holden Stays and Jordan Dingle. Again, though, I just think there's a red flag with Holden Stays. You know how I feel, and you do too, Dave. We both feel the same way about players that didn't really perform that well at the school they were at and then are transferring. That's a big red flag always.
If you got any questions about any of the prospects that we're discussing or any others outside of that, go ahead and post it on the message board and we'll address those. 4 Downs brought to you by, before we get to the fourth, 4 Downs brought to you by Dynasty Pools and Spas. Their showroom is open in Athens. Get down there. Tell them Off the Hook Sports sent you. Support our sponsors. That's why we're here. Best hot tubs and spas on the market, and they can deliver. So check them out in Athens. Have it delivered up to you in Knoxville. That's pretty awesome. Amazing discounts for first responders, military, and even some blemish models that can save you a ton, and no one will ever notice. Dynasty Pools and Spas. Go to dynastyspas.com or stop by their incredible showroom in Athens. Dynasty Pools and Spas brings you 4 Downs. 4th down, Coop.
All SEC center Cooper Mays here. 4th down.
I don't know about you, but I'm getting more comfortable being in the hot tub with Cooper. You? Kent State defensive line commitment, Murad Watson. So he's going to be in town. He's from New Jersey for an official visit this weekend. It seems like the SEC is the lure. Otherwise, he stays in the Northeast. This is a guy you would expect to come in and have an impact pretty quickly, right?
Well, no, I mean, he is part of the 2024 class, so he'd be a freshman, and he's a Kent State commit. So I feel like they're seeing him as a project. They're trying to flip him from Kent State. And if it's down to Tennessee and Syracuse, so he's from Irvington, New Jersey. You're higher on New Jersey football than I am, as far as the level of talent goes.
I'm not high on New Jersey football. I'm high on Don Bosco.
The Irvington area, for those who don't know, there are 2 cities in New Jersey, we joke, New York City and Philadelphia. That's on the New York City side of Jersey. So I believe the football is a little bit better outside of New York City than it is outside of Philly in Jersey. But one of the red flags to me, Dave, is the Syracuse is in play because he's looking at staying close to home. But if he was looking at staying close to home, why wouldn't he look at Rutgers? Because as crazy as this sounds, Rutgers is a better school to go to right now than Syracuse because they're in the Big Ten. So the fact is Rutgers not interested in him. By the way, Greg Schiano got an extension through 2030. Just wanted to point that out. And Syracuse is undergoing a coaching change. Wouldn't Rutgers, by every metric right now, be a better place to commit to than Syracuse? So why is it down to Tennessee and Syracuse and not Tennessee and Rutgers? Is the question.
That's hot.
Because Rutgers is closer and it's a better program to commit to right now. I'm getting a vibe that he wasn't offered by Rutgers. So either Josh Heupel and Rodney Garner are just scouting this guy and nobody else knows he's good, or he's not that good.